Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. Meteorologist Brian Good here. A lot to discuss, obviously, so let's just get right to it. On the monitoring board, 4 items of interest. Now, 3 of these are light. One of them is not so light as far as potential, and that would, of course, be the 15th. I'll try to cover as many of these as I can. First off, let's talk about what's happening now, as always the case. 29 degrees. We will likely hit 31, maybe 32 this afternoon. But a lot of us will not get to the freezing mark. So another cold day, despite some sunshine that we have around the area. You can see the snow from space there. You can see the streaks of snow across Indiana, and you can see where right along 64 there was some snow, and across even portions of Mount Washington into Spencer County there. You can see the snow, a little more of an issue than the rest of the Louisville metro. All right, but our system for tomorrow, I need to discuss that. It's a wave that's going to come in. Mainly tracking to our south, and then it's going to drag in an Arctic front behind that that's going to move in. So it's a 1-2 punch deal, and that is important to note on impact. With the southern track, now this is the RPM. It was bringing the snow all the way up to about here. Now it's down into here. It'll kind of waver, but the potential is certainly within our southwest counties, maybe up to Louisville. Potentially could see the snow showers for the morning commute. So that potential is there. We'll monitor that carefully because timing is everything. Temperatures are not going to drop drastically tonight, but there'll be enough on the cold side here into the mid-20s that any flake that falls can cause slick spots around the area. Then we're going to warm up by midday and early afternoon, I think perhaps above freezing in several locations. So then we'll get the Arctic front approaching. As it moves in, we'll get snow showers to develop, maybe mixed with rain, but mainly snow showers, wet snow showers. Now, the coverage of this is important because if we get too many of these wet snow showers to develop, then it's going to make the roads wet with the salt already on the roads. And as the Arctic front comes in with the snow showers, we're going to see a pretty fast drop in temperature. It will be windy, so the winds may help dry up the roads, but I am concerned that if the snow showers are too numerous in the afternoon ahead of this front and the roads are wet, that the temperature drop may cause a flash freeze scenario for Friday night. Stay tuned. We'll monitor that carefully. It's not high on my list of concerns, but it is on my radar, if you will. And look how cold we get into Saturday morning and even Saturday afternoon. A struggle to get into the 20s. So cold Arctic air. Here is our snowfall map as of now. We'll look at more data and decide, and this is going to be the morning and night event. Overall, less than an inch is what we're talking about around the area. So not a big snow event. It's just impact. You know, the morning commute, yeah, I got to watch that, and then we got to watch for the slick spots for Friday night. During the day, I think it'll be just fine. In fact, so any problems we have in the morning will be temporary. Here's the NAM model. It does show the snow band again, generally kind of like the RPM was right along the southwest sections up to Louisville. It's not showing the snow showers Friday night so much, but it's not a high grid model. But it does sense that Friday or Sunday it'll be a dry day, but by Sunday night we begin to get the first wave that it will approach with snow. It looks to be a scenario where we're going to get a wave of snow on Sunday. Here is the Canadian. Let me get this out of the way, and I'll explain why it's got some problems on some parts of it. This wave of snow is forecast on just about every model to move in Sunday. Could give us about 1 to 2 inches of snow as it pushes on in. Keep in mind, as it moves off to the east, we're going to see again the southern low then develop across Arkansas. And this is Monday morning. This would likely be snow going to sleet in our southern counties throughout the day on Monday. And then at this point, the model is pretty much saying all snow. It's pretty far to the south. It's got the low track in southern areas of Mississippi. But here's the problem. It then takes it and deepens it into the Smoky Mountains, which I rarely have seen that happen. Models go either west of the Appalachians or east. At this point, I think west of the Appalachians is probably going to be the trend. Wouldn't rule out an east track, though, so it's either way. This track would, of course, give us more of a snow potential, and mainly south of Louisville, more the way it would look. This track would allow for more precip type issues and problems for us locally, but heavier amounts. A track through the middle of the mountains is the middle of the road idea that the Canadian's trying to do, and it just doesn't seem right to me. So that's why I'm not too thrilled on how the Canadian looks today. Just to explain. Here is the Euro, just came in. Thanks to our friends over at Weather Bell for all these maps, by the way. You see the streak of snow that comes in Sunday. Now remember Futurecast. This is a very cold air mass this weekend. Single digits potentially. Temperature struggling to get out of the teens into the 20s potentially on Saturday. This is low-level cold Arctic air that is very heavy, very difficult to move. And then on top of that, we're going to add about an inch or so of snow on Sunday. So the low level temps of the ground, the models can't see that very well. So what the models are going to do, this is the Euro, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to, it sees the reflection of a surface low over Mississippi. It is going to sit in warm air aloft. Yes, it may begin as a mix. If you take the model verbatim, it would be a mix to start with, and then as we head into Monday afternoon, this is going to be the main period of the storm, by the way. It looks to be Monday afternoon. The low itself is just south of Nashville, Tennessee, and you see what it's trying to do there. It's trying to take itself, it may even transfer actually over the Appalachians into a new low that could go up the coast. That happens quite often. In fact, that's what we had earlier this season, a same scenario where Louisville got busted on that idea, but those of you to the south did not. You, especially Bowling Green through Adair County, you guys got slammed in that transfer process. This very well could happen again with the Euro. It could transfer, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's not showing it well yet, but it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, it's a moot point at this point. What I want to point out is it's showing the warm surge of air moving in. The problem is it's not detecting the potential here for the snow that could be on the ground and the cold Arctic air. We may struggle to get above 32. Now, if we're only really cold at the surface, 32 degrees, by that much, just a small layer, it's going to be a freeze and rain scenario for a lot of Kentucky. Well, I would say along the Ohio River, probably pure rain south of Louisville. And then probably snow for you guys in Indiana, the way this would look. If the layer of cold air, Arctic air, is thicker, it could be either sleet or perhaps snow. Less likely to be freezing rain, sleet or snow. If the cold layer is even thicker than that in the atmosphere, then it's all snow and heavy snow. So the thickness of the cold layer that we're going to have, put my hands in the right spot, the thickness of the cold layer that we could potentially have in place when we head into Sunday night, Monday is going to be crucial on what we get out of the system. Not only the track, but we've got to also look at the temperature profile. The models are not going to have any clue on that, really, at this stage until we get a lot of sampling going on. And this is going to be a low, by the way, that's going to develop. So that's even harder. We can't track it, all right, moving in from the west. It's just going to develop over Arkansas, so that it complicates things more where we got to wait to the last minute. What worries me about this scenario is this can be one of those things that could have some quick changes to the forecast very close to the event. And with this being a Monday, I am not trying to hype this storm, and I refuse to be accused of hyping the storm. My concern is, with this storm happening Sunday night and Monday, a lot of you are getting ready for Valentine's weekend, and if you're not paying attention to the forecast for today and tomorrow, what's going to happen for Monday, then when you wake up Monday and we get a mess moving in, you're going to be mad. You want to know, where did this come from? Because you've been busy all weekend. We get that. So I want to make sure, and so does the rest of the team here, that you guys are informed of what the possibilities are, that we're watching it. The confidence on what is going to happen is going to be low. Our confidence meter will likely stay at a 5 today. It's not. I doubt we're going to raise it. We go up to 10. Right now, I don't see enough data to go higher because of the temperature profile and the Sunday snow, how that's going to impact us. By the way, after it goes by, the warm-up will be slow to happen because this is why the other 2 dates are on the monitoring board. Quick little clipper moves in, and then maybe another system after that rolls on by. But that one probably would be more of a mix, if not going to rain, because we will warm up. So there is a lot to track. Don't get caught up in the model runs, guys. I know you guys, I do it too. I'll watch every model run, and I'm looking at specifics, but I'm trending. I'm looking at the previous runs and trying to compare. I'm trying to get a good idea on the temperature profile. How cold is it going to be this weekend? Because that's important to determine, because that will play a factor. I've got to figure out how much snow we're going to have on the ground on Sunday. Keep in mind, if we get snow Friday night, that's not going anywhere on Saturday, so that will still be on the ground with the Sunday snow on top of that. So there's many factors to go into a system like this, and there is not a single meteorologist that's going to be able to figure this out this early. We all are going to have our own opinions and theories. All right, I can just tell you that from growing up here, and for those of you that have been here your whole life and for a while, you know that when you get a low pressure charge south, warm air is our danger. It will ruin a winter storm potential quickly and give us pure rain. It has happened many, many, many times, and that is not off the table. That can happen. Okay, this can be a bust in a sense that it can be all rain for a bust in snow lovers' minds, but the potential is there. This is a unique setup here where we've got a little bit of snow coming in and cold Arctic air ahead of that. That is my concern, and that is the reason why I think it needs to be watched more carefully than usual. I hope that makes sense. Stay tuned, guys. We're watching it. We'll probably do a Facebook chat and hopefully get some of your questions answered. All right? Watch tomorrow night, though, with a potential for some snow showers and the flash freeze.